Have you ever walked into a room and without saying a single word commanded everyone's attention? In a world full of noise, silence can sometimes be the loudest voice. But is silence alone enough to make you unforgettable? We've all heard the saying, silence is powerful. And it's true. Silence can command respect, spark curiosity, and leave people wondering what you're truly thinking. It's been a timeless tool used by the greatest thinkers, strategists, and leaders across centuries. But let me ask you, is silence always enough? Does staying quiet truly give you the upper hand? Or is there a deeper, more refined strategy, one that goes beyond silence and enters a realm of undeniable influence? Welcome back to Stoic Blessing, where we blend ancient Stoic wisdom with cutting-edge psychological insights to help you master your mind and your presence. Today, we dive into a bold idea, a strategy that's even more powerful than silence. Yes, silence has its role. It's a weapon, no doubt. But my friend, silence has its limits. What I'm about to share is not just another tactic. It's a game changer. It doesn't just leave an impression. It etches you into people's minds in a way that lingers long after you've walked away. Picture this: wielding your presence with such precision and intent that you shift the dynamic entirely without ever raising your voice. This isn't about speaking louder. It's about subtlety. It's about control. It's about moving with power and purpose, so much so that people feel your presence, even in your absence. And when you combine this strategy with the timeless principles of Stoicism and the razor-sharp edge of dark psychology, you step into a league few ever reach. The Stoics were masters of presence. They knew true power doesn't come from talking more, it comes from intentional being. As Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That wisdom captures today's core message. It's not just the absence of noise, it's the deliberate presence of strength, a presence that remains long after you've left the room. Why does this matter? Because in every interaction, relationships, business, even your personal growth, you carry influence. And that influence isn't about what you say. It's about how you live in someone's mind, how you shape their perception, and how you leave a lasting imprint. If you've ever felt that silence alone didn't deliver the impact you hoped for, or if you've wondered how to amplify your presence without uttering a word, this video is for you. And before we dive into this transformative strategy, I have a small but powerful request. If you're here to master your presence, not just to exist, but to dominate with purpose, take a moment to like this video. It's a tiny gesture, but a powerful declaration. You're ready to grow. Then, leave a comment below with the phrase, "I use my presence wisely." Say it, write it, believe it, because this is where your path to greatness truly begins. Now let's start at the root, silence. Because to understand what's even better than silence, we must first appreciate why silence holds so much power. As we just touched on in the previous part, silence is a powerful beginning. But if left on its own, it quickly reveals its limitations. The truth is, silence only works when used with intention and precision. Yes, it creates mystery. Yes, it sets you apart. But there are moments when silence becomes too vague, leaving too much room for interpretation. Moments when your absence goes unnoticed. Moments when people stop wondering and start assuming. That's why silence, while powerful, must be part of a larger strategy, one that combines intentional quiet with calculated action. And this is where Stoic wisdom shines. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Silence helps you master your reactions, but Stoics didn't stay silent just for the sake of it. They used silence with purpose, and when it wasn't enough, they acted with precision. So yes, silence holds power, but it's just the first step. There's a strategy that takes the best parts of silence and amplifies them by merging its mystique with the undeniable force of presence. That's what we're about to uncover. But before we go deeper, take a moment to reflect. Have you felt the power of silence in your life? If so, like this video and drop a comment. I master silence and action. Say it, write it, own it, because silence is only the beginning. If silence is the art of saying nothing, then presence is the art of saying everything without a word. Presence is your ability to command attention, shape perceptions, and leave a lasting impression simply by being there. And here's the truth: silence creates mystery, presence creates power. It makes you unforgettable, influential, and most importantly, impossible to ignore. Marcus Aurelius also said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your presence, how you walk, how you hold eye contact, how you carry yourself, is a mirror of your inner world. When your mind is strong, disciplined, and intentional, it radiates through your body language and energy. That's why presence is so powerful. It's silence with substance. Here's where it gets really interesting. Presence leaves a psychological weight on everyone around you. Think about it. Someone walks into a room with calm confidence. They don't say a word, but everyone notices. Their energy speaks louder than any introduction ever could. And even after they leave, the memory of their presence lingers. Silence may be passive, but presence is active even in stillness. While silence creates a vacuum, presence creates gravity. It's not about being loud, it's about being intentional. Standing tall, making eye contact, carrying quiet confidence that says, I know who I am and I don't need to prove it. That's the kind of energy that turns heads and shifts dynamics. And now, dark psychology enters the scene. As we explored earlier, presence draws attention even without speaking. But remember, presence isn't just about what others see, it's about what they feel. The Stoics held a simple yet profound belief. Words only take you so far. True power lies in your actions. Silence and presence may be essential, but they remain incomplete without intentional, purposeful action. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You must become an old man in good time if you wish to be an old man long." In other words, your future, your legacy, and your influence are shaped by what you do today, not what you say or even what you withhold. Action is the bridge between intention and reality. It gives substance to your presence and depth to your silence. The beauty of this is that powerful action doesn't need to be loud or dramatic. The Stoics believed the strongest actions are often calm, deliberate, and precise. A wise decision, a steady hand, a quiet step forward. These carry far more weight than 1,000 rushed words. Picture this. You're in a heated discussion. While others argue, raise voices, and defend themselves, you stay calm, you listen, you observe. And when the moment is right, you act. Not to win, but to guide the conversation towards something meaningful. That single move, rooted in reason and purpose, speaks louder than any shouting ever could. That's Stoic action, precise, measured, undeniable. Now let's tie this to dark psychology. Humans respond more to what they see than what they hear. When you take visible, deliberate action, you shape how people see you. People react to movement, not noise. When they see you working steadily, staying composed under pressure, or making impactful decisions quietly, They respect you. They may not say it, but they feel it. The Stoics understood this. They didn't argue for recognition. They focused on what they could control, their actions. Seneca said, "It's not the man who has too little, but the one who craves more who is poor." That applies to action too. Don't crave attention. Don't seek validation. Instead, take purposeful action aligned with your values and let your movements speak for themselves. The more intentional your actions, the more powerful your presence becomes. And action isn't just about others, it's about you. Every time you act, you're telling yourself, "I can trust me." When you show up for your goals, when you follow through, you build self-trust. And that's the root of real confidence. To the Stoics, self-mastery is the highest power, and action is the path to reach it. You can't think your way into strength. You have to act your way there. And now it all connects. Silence creates curiosity. Presence captures attention. Action leaves a mark. When you pair all three, you're not just someone who stands out. You become someone they never forget. So ask yourself, what message are your actions sending? Are you composed, intentional, and in control? Or scattered, reactive, and unfocused? The Stoics remind us, every choice reflects who you are. So choose actions that reflect your strength. Now let me ask you, when was the last time your actions spoke louder than your words? If you're ready to embody Stoic action, like this video and comment, "My actions define me." Because words fade, actions leave legacy. In the last section, we explored how action reinforces presence. Now, let's go even deeper into what truly makes you unforgettable, your ability to control how others perceive you. Remember this, people are constantly reading and reacting to subconscious signals. The way you sit, your facial expressions, how you move, all of it sends messages, and others interpret those messages instinctively. If you appear calm and confident, they'll assume you're in control. If you act with purpose, they'll see you as decisive and capable. And when you combine those traits with strategic silence, you become magnetic. People won't just notice you, they'll think about you long after you've left. But let's go further. Perception management isn't just about projecting confidence, it's about creating mystery. When your actions are clear but not overly explained, people start wondering, why did he do that? What's his plan? What does he know that I don't? That curiosity is powerful. It keeps you in their minds, shaping their perception of you, even in your absence. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology gave it a name. Marcus Aurelius said, "It's not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Likewise, don't fear how others perceive you, fear failing to take control of it. Every move you make, action or inaction, shapes how people see you. So why not make every move count? Here's a key point. Managing perception isn't about faking or manipulating. It's about aligning how you show up with who you truly are, or who you're becoming. When your presence, your actions, and even your silences reflect your inner clarity and strength, you're not just managing perception, you're building a reputation. And reputation is a kind of power that's hard to shake. So how do you put this into action? Start small. Pay attention to how you carry yourself. Notice the signals you're sending with your body language, your expressions, your behavior. Then ask, are these signals aligned with the person I want to be? If not, adjust. Because perception isn't static, it's something you shape daily. Let me ask you, what impression are you leaving right now? If you're ready to take control of how the world sees you, take a small step now. Like this video and comment below. I shape my reality. Because perception isn't just about them. It's about you, choosing to lead with purpose. And now that we've unlocked the power of silence, presence, and perception, it's time to introduce the final piece that ties it all together. Control, visibility, a game-changing strategy that merges mystery, weight, and intention into one unforgettable presence. Now that we've explored the full depth of controlled visibility, let's look at how it truly works, not just to influence others, but to master yourself. Imagine showing up at a meaningful event, an important conversation, or a moment when your voice carries true weight. When you speak, you're clear, composed. When you act, it's calculated. And when you leave behind a memory, a powerful presence that lingers. That's controlled visibility. Silence with purpose, presence with intention. But here's the most crucial part. Controlled visibility isn't just about how others perceive you. It's about self-mastery, knowing when to step back for growth and when to step forward for impact. The Stoics believed ultimate power lies in mastering the self. Controlled visibility is your practice ground. It demands discipline, patience, and deep confidence in your value. And when you apply it well, you transform not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. So ask yourself, are you showing up with purpose? Or stretching yourself too thin? If you're ready to master this art, take action now. Like this video and comment, I choose when to be seen. Because this isn't just a tactic, it's a lifestyle. Now let's break down how to put controlled visibility into real-life action. This is more than a mindset, it's a strategy you can apply to every area, from relationships and career to personal development. Step 1, start with self-awareness. Before you can manage how others perceive you, you must understand yourself. Ask, what impression do I want to leave? What values should my actions reflect? Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your actions align with your principles, your presence becomes authentic and powerful. We've just discussed how to maintain presence through controlled visibility. Now let's dive deeper into the psychological element that makes it truly powerful. The contrast principle. This principle, rooted in both Stoicism and dark psychology, is the hidden weapon that amplifies every aspect of your presence, absence, and actions. It's simple, yet profound. Value increases when it is experienced in contrast. Silence feels powerful after noise. Presence feels magnetic after absence. Action feels impactful when it contrasts hesitation. The Stoics deeply understood this. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about these things." Contrast shapes judgment. When you alternate between being unavailable and showing up with intention, people begin to see you differently. Your silence is no longer empty. It becomes a statement. Your presence no longer feels casual, it becomes significant. Let me illustrate. Someone who's always around, always speaking, their presence starts to fade. But someone who's quiet most of the time, yet occasionally steps forward with a sharp action or meaningful word, that person becomes unforgettable. Here's where dark psychology comes in. Human brains are wired to notice change. When you create contrast between silence and speech, presence and absence, you keep people curious. They wonder, why is he quiet now? What's his next move? Why does his presence feel so intense? This curiosity keeps you in their thoughts, even when you're not physically there. Contrast also creates emotional weight. Absence breeds appreciation. Deliberate action reframes silence. That's why controlled visibility is so effective. It uses contrast to amplify your every move. Your silence feels heavier, your words feel sharper, your actions feel bolder. And the best part? You don't need to explain yourself. The contrast speaks for you. But this principle isn't just for influencing others, it's a tool for internal mastery too. The Stoics taught us to reflect on contrast, to grow in gratitude and awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." By reflecting on life and death, opportunity and regret, you clarify what really matters. Contrast sharpens your purpose. It reveals truth both in how others see you and in how you see yourself. Having understood contrast, we return to the source of it all. Every strategy is only as powerful as the person who wields it. Everything you project, your tone, posture, presence, is rooted in one place. Your mind, your silence, your presence, your actions, they carry power only when the mind behind them is steady and trained. Self-mastery means developing discipline to act with purpose and the confidence to remain silent when it serves you better. The first layer of mastery, mindset. The Stoics believed that your thoughts shape your world. Epictetus said, "Men are not disturbed by things but by the view they take of them," which means your emotions, your reactions, your sense of control, they are yours to command. When you train your mind to remain calm, especially under pressure, you radiate an energy that people feel. That's where true empowerment begins. The second layer of mastery, discipline. Mastery needs consistency, and consistency is built on daily habits. Following through on your own commitments, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, builds self-trust. And when you trust yourself, others naturally sense your strength. The beauty is, when you master yourself, you stop chasing external validation. You don't need applause. You don't crave attention. You know your worth. And that's why controlled visibility works. You show up with clarity and purpose, knowing that your presence alone is enough. But mastery goes deeper. It's about alignment. Your actions, your presence, your silence, they must all reflect your inner values. When they do, you become authentic. And authenticity is rare and magnetic. People feel it when someone walks the talk. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the one who craves more who is poor." Mastery isn't having everything, it's knowing you're enough. So, when you master yourself, your energy speaks for you. Your actions become deliberate. Your silence becomes meaningful. Your absence is felt. This is the real power. Everything we've discussed becomes amplified because it starts from within. Of course, the path isn't easy. It takes patience, deep reflection, and courage to confront your own weaknesses, but it's worth it. Because when you master yourself, you don't just influence others, you inspire them. Let me ask you, are you in control of your thoughts, your actions, your energy? Or are you letting outside events shape who you are? If you're ready to own your life, like this video and comment, "I am the master of my life." Because true power doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from mastering yourself. We've come full circle, from silence to presence to action to contrast to inner mastery, and through it all, one truth remains. Your greatest power is in your response, not your control. We just explored the core of everything, self-mastery. When you master your mind, your presence, and your actions, you don't just leave an impression. You leave a legacy. But let's be honest, this journey won't always be smooth. Self-mastery demands consistent discipline. Controlled visibility requires patience. And building a presence that speaks louder than words, that takes time, commitment, and inner strength. But here's the truth. If you stay the course, if you stay committed to this path, the results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. You'll begin to notice the difference. People will listen more intently when you speak. They'll respect your silence, and your absence will carry weight. That's the power of these principles. That's the power of becoming the master of your life. So now I have one final question for you. What will you do next? Will you keep blending into the background, or will you step forward with clarity, intention, and impact? If you're ready to take control of your presence, your actions, and your legacy, here's what I need you to do. Like this video right now. It's a small move, but it marks the beginning of your intentional life. Then drop a comment below. I leave a legacy. Say it. Write it. Believe it. Because that's the level of power you're stepping into today. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Stoic Blessing and turn on notifications. I'll be right here guiding you every step of the way on your journey to becoming the most grounded, powerful version of yourself. Remember, the power of your silence, your presence, and your actions isn't about being seen. It's about making your life a testament to your strength and purpose. So keep rising, keep mastering yourself, and keep blessing the world with your strength. I'll see you in the next video.